Have you ever walked into a room in your home and suddenly felt heavier, as if something invisible pressed against your chest, an old memory, a regret, a quiet sense of dissonance you can't quite name? You look around, nothing seems wrong, and yet the air carries weight. What if I told you that this feeling isn't random? That your home, the physical space you occupy, is more than just a container for your life, that it is your life, reflected back at you. Carl Jung believed that our external world is not separate from our inner world. They are mirrors, shadows of each other. Your home, whether you realize it or not, is a physical projection of your unconscious mind. Its disorder may reflect internal chaos, its emptiness may echo emotional numbness, and its warmth may whisper of peace you've worked hard to build. Every corner speaks, every object listens. So ask yourself, when you look at your surroundings, what are they saying about you? Do they support the person you are becoming? Or do they anchor you to the version of yourself you're trying to outgrow? Think about it. We often clean our homes without thinking. We throw away the trash, sweep the floor, arrange the furniture. But what if these gestures were more than routine maintenance? What if they were spiritual? The act of cleansing, of reorganizing, discarding, beautifying is not just physical hygiene. It is psychic hygiene. It is ritual. The ancient Greeks called the home oikos, the root of the word economy, yes, but also of ecology, the logic of your space. It's silent, humming order. Jung might say, the psyche seeks order too, and where there is none it breaks down. Disorder outside, disintegration inside. So when you feel lost, stuck, or overwhelmed, don't just look inward, look around. The clutter on the table, the dust in the corners, the broken object you keep meaning to fix, they are not inert, they are symptoms. In Jungian psychology, the house is a core archetype, a symbol of the self. In dreams, a house often represents your mind. The rooms are compartments of your psyche. The attic may hold ideas, aspirations, thoughts you rarely access. The basement, fears, trauma, unprocessed pain. A locked door might be something you refuse to see. A collapsing wall, a part of you breaking under pressure. So when you feel drawn to clean, repaint, rearrange, that is not just impulse. That is your unconscious reaching out. It is calling you to act, to change the external world so that the internal can breathe again. In times of grief, we often find ourselves scrubbing floors, washing linens, burning candles, even if no one asks us to. These are ancient instincts. Our ancestors blessed their homes with smoke, with prayer, with song, because they knew space holds memory, space holds energy, and some energies are not meant to stay. Your home remembers arguments. It remembers nights of anxiety. It remembers sadness, unless you release it. So here is the question. How do you bless your home? How do you transform it, not just into a tidy container, but into a sacred space? A space that heals, that reflects not the chaos of your past, but the peace you now seek. It starts with purging, not just the physical, but the energetic. Look around. What do you no longer need? Old gifts from someone who hurt you, clothes that don't fit your body or your life, books you once believed in but no longer resonate. Every object holds energy, a history, a vibration. If something carries guilt, fear, grief, it transmits that vibration into your life. You might not feel it consciously, but you live in its presence. The first step to blessing a space is subtraction. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Objects are unconscious carriers. Until you face them, they shape your reality. So choose, keep only what uplifts, what serves. Not who you were, but who you are now or who you are becoming. Once you've cleared, truly cleared, open the windows. Let light in, let air circulate, and then go deeper. Smells hold ancient power over the mind. Burn Palo Santo, sage, incense. Let the smoke drift into corners, under furniture, into the forgotten spaces. These places too deserve light. As the smoke rises, speak not to anyone else but to the space itself. Whisper your intention. This is a place of clarity. This home supports peace. This is where I come alive. Words shape energy. They orient attention. They make the invisible real. This is not about superstition. it is about attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Once the cleansing is done, create a sacred point in your home. It doesn't need to be dramatic: a candle, a small plant, a photo that inspires you, a single object with meaning. This is your energetic anchor, a place you can return to physically or mentally when the world feels heavy. This is the heart of your temple. Every home needs a heart, a silent center, a still point. If you sit there each morning, even for 1 minute, breathing, being, you will begin to feel your space differently. It will feel alive, charged, supportive. From here, you can begin to bless intentionally. Take a bowl of water and add a pinch of salt. This isn't magic, it's metaphor. Salt is earth, water is emotion. Together they ground and cleanse. Dip your fingers and touch the walls, the doors, the window frames. Say softly, "This threshold welcomes only what is true." Or simply, "Peace lives here." You don't need to believe in anything. You only need to feel. Energy follows feeling. Some choose to ring a bell or play a singing bowl to resonate through the house. Sound, too, is a purifier. Low frequencies like deep grief or chronic anxiety can be broken up by the vibration of sound. As you do this, walk slowly through your space. Visualize light filling the rooms. Not artificial light, but a golden, soft glow, something alive, something benevolent. See it moving through the halls, settling into the furniture, resting on your skin. Let this light linger, let it expand, and then sit in silence. No phone, no music, no distraction, just you and the space. Breathe. This is no longer a house. It is a sanctuary, a container for who you are becoming. Jung believed that symbols, ritual, imagination, intention are not frivolous. They are the language of the psyche. When you bless your home, you are not pretending. You are speaking the unconscious tongue. You are aligning the external world with the internal one, and the results are profound. You'll begin to notice small changes, a sense of ease, a clearer mind, less resistance. Even your relationships may shift because you have changed the field in which you live. Think of it like tuning an instrument. The music of your life plays through your space. If the instrument is off, the music will be too, but when it's in tune, everything sounds better, feels better, is better. So ask yourself this: what if you stopped treating your home like a storage unit and started treating it like a sacred extension of your being? What if every action, every dusting, every rearrangement, every breath was a prayer, not to a God, but to the part of you that still believes peace is possible, that healing is available, that transformation isn't only internal but environmental? Would you live differently? Would you bless your home? And in doing so, would you bless yourself? Let that question settle in your bones, because your home is not separate from your soul. When you honor it, you honor the life unfolding through you. And maybe, just maybe, that's where true healing begins. But even a blessed space is not immune to entropy. Energy decays, dust returns, chaos creeps back in quietly, almost politely. The transformation of your home is not a one-time ritual. It's a relationship, an ongoing conversation between your inner state and the world you create around it. And just like any relationship, it demands care, attention, presence. So ask yourself, what kind of relationship do you have with your space? Is it passive, neglectful, indifferent? Or is it intentional, sacred? Because the energy of your home will always mirror your habits. Ignore it and it will reflect your fragmentation. Tend to it and it will reflect your wholeness. We often underestimate the subtle power of maintenance, not just cleaning but holding space, ensuring that what was once made sacred remains alive. Carl Jung once wrote that man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. Perhaps the same is true of our environment. A little resistance, a little dust, a little disorder. They give us the opportunity to return, to reconnect, to reaffirm the sacredness we once invoked. Blessing your home is not about perfection. It's about rhythm, a quiet cyclical return to intention. Every week, every season, every transition in your life, mark it with space, with awareness. Let your home change as you change. This is the second key to a sacred home: movement. The soul is not static, neither should your space be. Think about the last time you moved the furniture, repainted a wall, changed the lighting. Wasn't there a shift, a psychological lightness, a freshness that made the familiar feel new again? That is not aesthetic, that is energetic. And energy, as Jung would argue, is the raw material of the unconscious. In his theory of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming your true self, environment plays an unspoken role. If you remain surrounded by objects, spaces, and layouts that belong to old versions of yourself, how can you truly evolve? How can you step into your becoming while living inside your past? Change your surroundings and you shift the gravitational pull of your habits. The place you wake up in, write in, love in, cry in, is shaping your patterns. If your space reinforces distraction, you will be distracted. If your space invites silence, you will hear yourself again. If your space is chaotic, your nervous system will never feel safe enough to soften. So design it deliberately, not with fashion, not with trends, but with symbol. A chair by the window can become a space of contemplation. A small lamp near your bed can become a signal to slow down, to reflect before sleep. Even the way your shoes are placed by the door can remind you, this is a place you enter with reverence. This is your temple, which brings us to the third principle, intention. Without intention, space decays into clutter, into habit, into noise. With intention, even the smallest gesture becomes sacred. Pouring tea, lighting a candle, opening a window at dawn. These are not mundane tasks. These are rituals. Ritual, in its deepest sense, is repetition with meaning. It's not what you do, but how you do it. Modern life has taught us to rush, to optimize, to ignore the soul's need for ceremony. But a blessed home restores that balance. It slows you down. It tells you, this moment matters, you matter. And the way you live, the way you shape your space is not trivial, it's spiritual. So make space for intention, not just when you feel good, especially when you don't, when you're tired, anxious, lonely, uninspired. That's when your environment is most important. It can hold you when you forget how to hold yourself. A plant that needs watering reminds you to care. A book left open reminds you of curiosity. A quote on the wall, long ignored, suddenly speaks again, reminding you of something you once believed. This is how space participates in your healing, quietly, faithfully, but only if you let it, only if you see it. As Jung wrote, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. But maybe, just maybe, it's not either or. Maybe your home is the bridge between both, a way of dreaming outward while awakening inward, a feedback loop between psyche and matter, between soul and structure. So here's something to try. The next time you feel overwhelmed, don't reach for your phone, don't escape into noise. Instead, tend to your space, wipe down a surface, open a window, rearrange something small, and do it with presence, with breath, with reverence. You'll be surprised how quickly your energy shifts. This isn't about pretending your problems don't exist. It's about making space around them so they don't consume you. Sometimes clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from seeing the floor again, from creating order where you can so that you can face chaos where you must. That's the deeper meaning behind blessing a home. It's not about aesthetics, it's about sovereignty. Reclaiming your space so you can reclaim your mind. Releasing what no longer serves so you can serve what truly matters. Reconnecting with stillness so you can hear the quiet voice of your own becoming. Your home is not a shell. It's a mirror. It's a womb. It's a threshold between who you've been and who you are becoming. Treat it with devotion, and it will return the favor. You may start to notice that you feel differently when you wake, that your mornings are less frantic, that your thoughts are more spacious, that your heart has more room to feel. Even your relationships shift. A blessed space invites better conversations, softer moments, deeper connections. When your space says, you are safe here, people feel it, even if no words are spoken. You've met people like that. You've stepped into their homes and immediately felt peace, coherence, a kind of quiet strength. That is not random. It's cultivated, bit by bit, gesture by gesture. And so the final truth is this: blessing your home is not just about space, it's about identity. It's about saying, I am someone who lives with intention. I am someone who honors the unseen. I am someone who creates beauty, even when the world outside feels harsh. That kind of living changes you. It reorients your nervous system. It builds trust with yourself. It helps you remember that even when everything else feels out of control, this moment, this room, this breath is yours. You are the steward of your space, and your space is the steward of your spirit. So light the candle, open the window, speak the words. Let your home become what it was always meant to be: a sanctuary, a temple, a living reflection of the sacred within you. And when you return to it weary, hopeful, in search of silence, it will say without speaking, welcome home, you've arrived.